Hey everybody, it's Riley.
And it's Kiara.
Just want to pop in for a quick second to say we see everything that's going on in the world. Take a quick second to check out the links in our description to help out those that are in need and enjoy the show.
Hello.
Woo!
Period. Welcome to Six Songs for your new favorite music recommendation podcast. I'm Kiara,
I'm Riley.
and thank you for listening, or thank you for coming back. I don't know why, but I'm really excited about this episode.
Where this episode is it's actually going to make me sad. This is 6 songs for seasonal depression. So I'm sort of feeling it already coming. It's getting a little bit colder. My toes are like cold. I'm starting to think about wearing hoodies to work, which is crazy. So it's like, here we go,
What's the
girl.
degrees there?
Right now,
Because it's not that cold today.
it's been getting down to like the low 60s, but it's been getting like hot. So we're at the period in Arkansas where it's like getting cold in the morning, but it's like hot by noon. But pretty soon it's just gonna be cold all the time. So it's like
That's kind of where we are too.
you gotta get a jacket and then take it off.
I hate that. And it's 75 today, which is actually a perfect day, and I need to go outside.
My allergies are fucking.
Babe.
It's been like literally every day. Every day without Zyrtec is like a day without rain. Like it's awful. It's like a nightmare.
Selena Gomez.
Literally, yeah.
Number one reason I'm seasonally depressed: allergies. I think living in New York has made my allergies, first of all, appear. I did not have allergies for the 18 years that I lived in Arkansas, which
Really?
I thought was so cut. I was like, pollen would be there. I mean, actually, is that true? Not allergies like this, like not to where they would like disrupt my day. At the very least, I would just have to like clear my throat. But like, I literally came here, my body, my Arkansas, I was sniffing that Arkansas air, and I came to this nasty ass, polluted ass air, bitch. And oh my God, it
Oh my
is
god.
bad.
It's
Oh my God,
oh,
it's bad. Like today, like I've been sick all week because like I have allergies, and like it's really annoying, and I can't wait to move from here in New York. Like, ew. Like, why am I having allergies? Mind you, like my hands peel. It's disgusting. I have terrible.
peel?
I don't want to show, but yes, they peel, and that never
Um
happened to me in Arkansas. It's been happening for years at this point. Like it was kind of like a post COVID thing, really, but no, literally, like it's disgusting. I always put lotion on my hands. I always like it's a mess. And I hate the winter. I hate living here, and I guess that's why I'm seasonally depressed.
Word. Okay, well, I can't wait to hear your songs for that.
Yeah.
But first, we have to do the DVD brief, which honestly, I'm so excited because this diva people don't understand. People think that they understand, but they don't understand because they weren't there. When I tell you I was there, I was here. I was not there physically, but metaphysically, spiritually, emotionally. The reign of Sophie, I was completely there for. So we're going to get into it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so Sophie is a London born, or not London, but English born producer and DJ who originally, to my understanding, uh, got started making music in bands around like 2008, 2009 ish. Apparently, her father had taken her to some raves as a child and like introduced her to electronic music. So that is what started her interest in this type of music. So she would be making music at a very early age, but didn't start like formally releasing music until 2010. The first single that I saw was a remix of, oh my gosh, I forgot the name, but it was a remix of like a British band song in 2010 that got formally released. But she didn't start actually releasing. The first Sophie released single that we got was Nothing More to Say in 2013. This song, a lot of how I'm going to have to talk about Sophie is song by song, because for the entire first album that we got, which is Product in 2015, is basically a compilation of singles that were slowly released before that point. So Nothing More to Say was like the first Sophie song that dropped. This song is amazing. It sounds, everything about Sophie's sound design is crisp. Like what defines her music is the kind of zippy, fake balloon popping, artificial neon as crazy sounds that fill her. And then we get the first singles that are coming from Product. So I believe the first one that was released is Bip. This is the Pink and Blue Slide, which
Hmm.
looks sort of like the trans flag a little bit. We'll get into that a bit later, but
Oh,
to
I didn't
me,
even.
that I've always clocked that as looking like the trans flag, which um, we have to talk about at this period of time. Sophie, once Bip dropped, Sophie became sort of an underground music star
Hmm.
in of itself. Like blogs and like all the blogs, all the music critics and stuff were absolutely writing about Sophie, but nobody had really seen Sophie or like as a person. They had only heard the music. So the beginning of Sophie's career and what people don't really understand who like came in to it later. The first part of her career was shrouded in so much mystery because nobody really knew who she was. Nobody really saw her. Any interviews, I believe at this time, they would be like only through email, like nobody's seen her or her voice. But widespread internet like buzz immediately. On the flip side of that was L. That's the next single. And then Lemonade. Oof. Lemonade drops, and I believe this was maybe the first Sophie song that I had heard. Because I
Hmm.
don't think that when I don't think when I first started listening to Sophie, I don't think Hard had come out yet. Because I remember listening to Hard as it came out, but I think Lemonade had dropped, and I went back to like the other three. This song,
Hmm. Talk about
It's 2014. I am like, I'm freshman in high school. Like listening to this, and I'm like showing people, I'm like, you don't even understand. Do you want to hear the craziest thing that you're ever gonna fucking hear in your life? Like, this is like when I was showing
it.
like everybody Sophie, and people were like, this nigga is fucking crazy. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all don't get it, and that's okay, but like, I'm freaking out. This is like early high school for me. Hard, another incredibly crazy song. Um, and then there was a small pause. So these were like the first batch of singles that were released, the first four. And then the next four, MSMSM, Just Like We Never Say Goodbye, Love, and Visey. Those were released sort of after those first four. And then all compiled on the 2015 debut album Product. Uh do you I don't know what I had to have been showing you, Sophie, at this point. Was I? What? Do you remember me showing you a Sophie song?
Yes, but not at this point because we didn't become friends until 2016.
Really? Okay, word.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was like,
So I wish we were friends because yeah, yeah, so you were the person to help me about Sophie, but it wasn't at this point. Yeah, I'll tell you when.
okay, word. At this point, let me make sure because this is 2015. A lot of Sophie's. No, I should have had this together, but so yes, so 2014 or excuse me, 2015 Product, the album came out, and then we hear that Sophie is working with a lot of people. One of those people being Charlie XCX. This is how I am introduced into Charlie XCX with the 2016 Vroom
Mm,
Vroom EP.
okay.
Of course, everybody's lives changed,
Yeah.
obviously, because what the fuck? Um, what the fuck? Like I had never heard anything like this. Like for those who are unfamiliar with Sophie as like a genre, I guess I'll say. It's heavily like inspired by like trap, like hip hop, but then it's like suddenly like these random Harajuku 90s dance music like influences, and then it's like you're also like an alien on like Jupiter or something. Like it's so unique. And of course Vroom Vroom is where I was like, oh, this girl Charlie, she's actually kind of sickening a little bit. Because
Yeah.
this, and then I also have to mention like this is also the wave where we get a lot of other PC music. Like this is where PC music sort of comes out to play. So, in my understanding, Sophie never was officially signed to PC Music as like a label because PC Music had people like AG Cook, Hannah Diamond, Easy Fun, Kane West. Like a lot of these people were PC Music, but Sophie was like just kind of their friends, and they had like AG Cook has a remix of Bip that's
Hmm.
pretty cool. Vroom Vroom comes out. Um, in this time, of course, we would have gotten fucking XEX World, but you fucking faggots, excuse me, but you fucking
No, these
you
ones, yeah.
yeah, like what we have to get into the leaks because
Let's get into it. Let's just talk about it because yeah.
that's the reason that we can't have shit, and we'll get into people complaining about certain things later, but we would have the things if we would let the girls finish the things before leaking them. That's really just all it comes down to. Now I can't stream Taxi nowhere because you bitches are crazy. Because I am of the belief that Charlie XCX's best work is with Sophie, just because like that is like locked in, like it's like not even the word. Like
Hmm.
um so PSA, stop fucking leaking people shit.
Period.
It's like
Can I say
really
something about that too?
yes, absolutely. It's really awful.
Because personally, I've never cared about leaks. I never understood how people get them. Never really understood why people wanted to listen to them.
I would love
Because
to like talk to somebody about why how that happens. I don't get it either.
yeah, because literally, like personally, I genuinely just like as unpretentious as this can sound, it just feels icky. Like it feels icky. And personally, I don't want to listen to a song that's unfinished. One. I want the finished product. It is yes, it's cool to see how a song can progress, but I only kind of wanted that on certain songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want it to be just like a thing that is normalized. Also, it's stealing. It's illegal. And I think it's wrong. Like I think the person who leaks it is wrong. Now, listening to the leaks, I don't listen to leaks if I can help it. Actually, like I don't even like to listen to things like yeah, sometimes like albums will drop like a day early. I like to wait until they're on my library, you know what I'm saying? Cuz I just like I in that regard, I guess I have the patience. Like I want to hear how it was supposed to sound. It's just not a pleasurable listening experience for me, so I don't really want to listen to them. But also, I feel like how would you feel if you worked so long on something and you wanted it to come out when you wanted to come out for a specific reason and then someone undermined that and decided for you when they wanted to hear it even though they weren't even supposed to hear it in the first place. It's like someone coming into your house, stealing your diary, and then posting your diary on the line. Like it's just kind of like icky. Sure, I can understand why someone would be interested if the information's already out there, but for the person who stole it, you're a fucking piece of shit. And I think because of you freaking gays that decided to leak XEX Worlds, we may not ever get it. Maybe she'll release it one day, but fuck you,
We might not ever, and it's a shame because Taxi bound
girl.
like y'all are the worst. So
If your name is Stacy, if your name is
Come on now, like literally. I do have to go back because there was something that I missed. So we got to talk about
Mhm.
Cutie.
Yes, let's talk about it.
The song, the drink that I still have yet to taste. I Did anybody ever get the actual Hey Cutie drinks? Did they ever get them? Did they ever sell them? What does it taste like? I need to know. Like
Yeah,
th- w-
I don't know.
this once again speaks to sort of the whole idea.
They don't sell them anymore?
I'm not sure that they ever sold them. I don't think that it was like, I don't know. That is a bit confusing to me still. But like the idea of like this blatantly artificial, blatantly like, it feels, oh my gosh, I'm having trouble articulating it at the moment, but it feels there's a reason that she called the debut album Product. There's a reason that for this entire period of her career, there was no public performance. There was no actual interview. There was a very famous Sophie DJ set where she had like, I don't a drag queen or like somebody else like stand on stage and pretend that they were the ones performing while she was like the security guard backstage, like actually doing it. Like there is a reason that like all of this is how she chose to begin her career. Like, cause it's very intentionally like shrouded in mystery and like sealed identity.
And
Um,
what is the reason?
the reason is because she was obviously being, or I very clearly remember her being misgendered in the beginning of her
Mm,
career, while people were trying to uncover the actual identity of who Sophie was. And it speaks to, in my eyes, it speaks to how like hyper femininity in a lot of music is a product, like is like,
mm,
it's not real. It's like the voices that she uses are always super high pitched, and it feels like this is not like, it's like it feels familiar but it feels unreal. Like there's so much, like once again, I can't articulate it fully in this moment, but like I just find this period so interesting. um when I Rule the World by Liz, that song, perfection. Um, so then after Vroom Vroom, then we get Sophie, as in like the person who Sophie is, because she releases Pony Boy, I think is the next single. The music video for
well,
Pony Boy, where she's like actually like doing choreo, and it's like a fetishy, super aggressive song, which that
yeah.
that is another thing that I failed to mention previously. Is like how all of these like super glossy, high feminine um like ideas are like with the foundation of like this super aggressive crazy like all that like pots and pans shit, like, and how
Mhm.
those play into each other, like it, ugh, I don't think people understand, like it's genius beyond words. So then Pony Boy and Face Shopping are the first two singles where we like see Sophie's face.
Mm.
And oh my god, I'm an
And
idiot.
this is this is
I'm an
2016?
no, I'm an idiot because those two singles are after It's Okay to Cry. It's Okay to
Oh,
Cry,
well.
duh, girl. Like, okay, how could I? Yes, It's Okay to Cry was like the first time we saw Sophie's face, heard
Okay.
Sophie's voice on, like, this is Sophie's
Mm,
voice, like, heard literally bearing her chest to the world in the music video. The ending of it, It's Okay to Cry, like it sends chills up my neck every time. Like musically, what a euphoric moment for just queer people. I know just me as just a regular gay, how inspired I was. Like, so I cannot imagine the impact that it had on actual transgender people. Ugh, beyond, 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 beyond. And then after that, Pony Boy, and then Face Shopping, and then the album that was subsequently released in 2018, which is Oil of Every Pearls on Insides, which did not find this out until way recently. It's supposed to sound like I love every person's insides. Oil of
Mm-hmm.
every person. It's like a whatever the fuck that literary
What it's
device is
called?
called.
Wait, okay. So you asked me when I when you told me about Sophie. You told me about Sophie. The first song you showed me was Face Shopping,
Was it really?
and
Okay,
yeah,
word.
and it
Okay.
was the video, and you kind of traumatized me a little. But I'm just kidding. But
No,
it
but
was. I
honestly,
have a vivid
real.
memory. I have a very vivid memory of when you told me actually. So we were driving. I was driving in
Oh,
my mom's
girl,
car.
the driving
In the
era.
yeah, yikes. Um, I was driving in my mom's car and when she lived in Mamel and I think we were like Chick-fil-A or something. And I was probably listening to Charlie XCX. So this was after it was 2018 for context. This was after I had found out about Charlie XCX. Um not even really sure how to be honest at this point. I just started listening to her like pretty late. I in the grand scheme of things, but still early really if we count now, but like late 2017. So 2017 is when I found out about Charlie. Anyways, and then I probably was just playing her in my mom's car, and then you were like, I probably played something from Pop 2 or one of the Sophie tracks. It had to be. And you were like, "Do you know about Sophie?" And I was like, "Who is Sophie?" And you were like, "Let me show you, girl." And I remember we like either we were in my mom's like parking lot of the apartment, but like for some reason we were parked because we watched the whole thing, the video. And you played me Face Shopping, and I remember being like, "Right, okay." Okay. And I really remember saying that I liked the song, but I didn't like the video.
Right, because the video
And
is
it's a lot.
which
But
once again you could, and I don't want to make this too big of an identity thing, but the idea of her being a trans woman and like the idea of facial reconstruction surgery, like like genius.
my face is the front of shop. Wow.
Like people dead ass like Kiera in the early stage of her career, people were like these were actually like real people's like the summation of
Mhm.
Rachel's words, but people were basically, in essence, saying it's offensive for this man to be like it was literally just transphobia, like dead ass at the beginning of her career, not because she hadn't come out at the time, like it wasn't like public knowledge, but people were so voracious for Sophie's identity that they were just so eager and happy to misgender her. Not
So they were like they thought it was just a man
100%.
um
Yes,
making this
100%.
music.
100% in the beginning of her like
Oh wow.
I remembered this like 100%.
Okay.
So
And
like
why did they
that's why
think
part of
that
the
though?
that well that's because people were trying to figure out who Sophie was before Sophie wanted us to know who she was. You know what I'm saying?
But then why I'm just curious as to like what why did they automatically assume she was a man? Like her name is literally Sophie. And if she hadn't showed her face or like heard her voice, like why did they assume she was a man? Just because women can't make music?
I don't know, but people were trying to figure out like who is making this music. Like people were trying
Mhm.
because Sophie was just releasing music. It was just the name Sophie. It wasn't anything. There
Mhm.
was not anything else. So people were just trying to figure out who the fuck it was, and they found the person. Immediately assumed that that individual was a man, and then began like that was like there was a
Oh, so there were pictures of her.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they found like they
Oh,
yes. It was
okay.
transphobia. That's what it was. That's why
Okay,
I'm
okay,
saying
okay.
Sophie. That's why I said Sophie did not give us any interviews. There were no music videos. There was a
Hmm.
literal conscious shrouding of like there was like a very real air of mystery that people who know about Sophie now they don't understand that it started that's like it was a big thing.
Wow. Okay,
Um,
that makes more sense. I was just like, why would they automatically? I thought that people didn't know what she looked like. Like I thought that was also. I was like, that didn't make any sense. Okay. Wow. Yikes.
yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. So for her to eventually like come out with "It's Okay to Cry," like, whoo, like even the lyric, like Sophie is beyond, 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 like anything.
Yeah.
Um, so then, okay, finally, the second album, I Love Every Person's Insides. We talked about Pony Boy. We talked about Face Shopping. Is It Cold in the Water?
Wow.
Once again, a career high. Like when you take her music and you look at and you like really identify it or look at it through like a queer lens, like it honestly almost like brings me to tears, like how powerful a lot of this is. The soundscapes, why like people need to be asking, why are these sounds being used? Why is the
Hmm.
next song Infatuation and Not Okay? Why are all of these ambient weird soundscapes being used? Immaterial, which is one of the greatest pop songs to ever fucking exist. Point blank,
Period.
period. One of the greatest songs to ever exist.
Yep.
Why is it that after Immaterial, we go into Whole New World, which is a direct shift? It is straight pop into like some straight industrial hard shit. And then we slowly dissolve into like these random, like, like all of these sound choices, all of these, like, it's so it is like music to the highest degree, in my opinion. Like it
Hmm.
is like it is the essence of her identity. Of She's gone like on record saying that like the music is how I best express myself and what I have to say, and it's so emotional to think that we no longer have her. Um, then we get 2019, the remix album of I Love Every Person's Insides, which
Deep breath.
like look, I don't know, like
Take your time, baby. Take your time.
oh my god, like it's literally like
It's emotional. It's really sad.
it is like and just the idea of like what dance music as a whole means to queer people, bless you.
Thank you.
What dance music means. Like this top to bottom, of course, flawless album, flawless remix album. And this
Flawless album cover.
flawless album cover, like flawless everything. Like you like it's
It is so carefully curated, all of her music. It is so beyond intention. Like it
like
is.
it is beyond intention.
And I feel like I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I am the biggest Sophie stan, because I'm not. As in, like, I know all her music. I stan her, of course, but you know what I'm saying. But like, even though I haven't heard 100% of all her music and all the unreleased tracks and all of her music that she's made for other people and all the other shit, I still get emotional about it because I think everyone could see where it could have gone. You know what I'm saying? I think her legacy could have been vast. It is vast, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she was not done, and she is a prime example of people dying way before their time. And there's just this martyrdom that comes with sometimes being a pop girl or a main singer. Thinking about Aaliyah, I wouldn't say she's pop, but you know what I'm saying. And it's honestly interesting because maybe the most female thing she could have done was pass away. Like, she's amongst this group of people, this group of women specifically, that will always remain iconic to the music industry and to the world. But it's sad that like she's not here to like reap the benefits, you know?
Yeah. And people like honestly, even before I Love Every Person's Insides, she could have stopped at product and literally
Mm-hmm.
everybody else is still trying to catch up. Like to be
Mm-hmm.
that ahead of the curve is beyond. Unfortunately, the remix album would be the last album that we will receive from Sophie in her lifetime because she unfortunately passed away from a fall while she was trying to take a picture of the moon sometime in, I believe this was like early
Early
2021,
2021.
which
Yeah.
where's I personally, I can definitely speak for myself and say I still am feeling the effect of that. That was I'm still devastated, and my heart goes out to all of her friends and family that worked with her, that knew her in life, and and who
Rest in
worked
peace,
together to
girl.
give us this final album that was just recently released in 2024.
I remember the day that everyone found out, and I remember going to work that day actually, and I was so sad, of course, and I was just like honestly holding back tears. Like it that was a day that shook the music industry and shook queer people, and like I think is up there with like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston passing away. Like I would not even up there. Like it's there. Like yeah, that was a really really sad day. And going to work and having to like sit there and know that like most people in this Marshalls didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? It was just bizarre. It was like this huge important figure to so many people passed away, and most people don't even know who she is. It was just a mind fuck, honestly. And kind of the first time I've experienced something like that. There were a couple of people that were queer and somehow we ended up talking about it. Um but that was a really really sad day just across the board. Like I'll never forget that, to be honest.
So yeah, we have this album that was just recently released posthumously in 2024, and it's called Sophie. Um, Several singles of this, from this album were released beforehand. First being Reason Why, featuring BC Kingdom and Kim Petras. Next one being Berlin Nightmare. Then One More Time. And then I actually experienced part of this, the live streaming of the album, like when it
Mm.
dropped, because they posted a date, but I did not realize that it was the date that this album would be released. And apparently, this entire album is the finishings of what Sophie had planned to release for her next album. And to me it's almost perfect because to me I there's a clear sonic bridge between the remix album in 2019 and this one. A lot of these songs sound similar, especially songs like Berlin Nightmare, Do You Want to Be Alive. um we get several like iconic pop songs in the vein of Immaterial, with songs like Living My Truth and White Lies. um One of the nastiest songs and beats, 808s, I've ever heard in my life, with Raw. Oh my
Girl, yeah.
god,
Raw
like
eats. Raw eats.
Raw. Yeah. And then the last three, oh my gosh, the last three songs on this album, perfect. Always and Forever, featuring Hannah Diamond, who is a longtime Sophie collaborator, a longtime PC Music uh, person. My Forever, which is a leak that I had heard previously, featuring Cecile Believe, who is also on a lot of other Sophie tracks. And then Love Me Off Earth, featuring Doss, who was on the remix album. Honestly, I have to talk about it because I've been seeing negative reviews for the album, and I just want to say this. I think that we are very lucky to even have what we have in regards to this, because the people who knew Sophie could have decided to not put this out at all. So I'm grateful that we got to experience what Sophie intended to release as a final album, even though she was not here to see it. I think that regardless of if all the details or if all of the whatever are specifically to what she have wanted, number one, no one would have a true idea of that more than the people that she actually worked with in her real life. And then number two, people are ungrateful. And it's like, you really have to understand that these people are still grieving, like, and the grief that you have as the consumer in no way compares to the grief that they feel as her actual partners and friends. So I think that we all need to just be grateful that we have this as a final gift from one of the greatest music pioneers in music history. So Sophie, I love you forever. Thank you so much for everything. And that was a DVD brief for this week.
Period. Yeah. That's really all you can say is thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting these bitches on. All right. So now we're gonna move on to the next segment, 6 songs for seasonal depression. I will go first. So my first song is I Don't Belong to Me by the Lemon Twigs.
I almost chose a Lemon Twig song. Excuse me, a Lemon Twig song. Actually, I almost chose a song from Everything Harmony. So that
I
makes
was scared you were
sense.
gonna too. So I'm glad you did it. Okay, good. But yeah, this song is depressing as fuck. I remember things and then I forget them. Ooh. And then I try to write them down. Wow.
Yeah,
It's
no,
really
like
a beautiful song.
you,
It's a
you,
beautifully sad song.
and they really like you got to talk about the chord changes. Like in
Babe.
terms of like writing music, like they really have that Todd Rundgren, like that 70s singer songwriter thing down. It's like that combined with like the modern sort of super dry humor. It's
Mhm.
like a perfect combination. It's a winning combination.
No, it's I just live for them. I'm so glad you put me onto them. The Lemon Twigs, if you don't know, are this brother duo from Long Island. I like thought they were British. Like everything about them is so funny to me. They I think they have bobs. I went to their concert and I told the youngest one that they should make shirts with their bobs on them. And he was like, "People want that?" And I was like, "Absolutely." um,
I get
I'm
one.
people and I want that. Um and they make like 70s inspired soft rock music. Like it's incredible. And they also can sing their asses off. Like when I saw them in concert, I was gagged. I was like, no, they can sing. And they're coming back. And I don't know if I'm gonna go, but maybe. It's like, girl, I got a lot shit going on. But if you have the chance, check them out. Everything Harmony is a perfect album.
One of the best albums
Perfect.
released in the past couple of years, 100%.
Yeah. Any time of day deserves some sort of
Ooh,
award for
girl,
something.
girl.
They say that people can change, bitch. I really love them. And I think they're so special. Like, I think they are obviously derivative, but not in like a bad way. Like, they really take something, you
It's
can see the
studied.
clear
Like
inspiration. Yeah.
it's it's the result of them being well versed in music and being able to accurately, you know what I'm saying? Like that's talent, and it's not.
Prove it's like they're not imitating a genre, they are pushing the genre forward.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like it's yeah, it's just it's refreshing, honestly. They're very refreshing artists to me, and yeah, I would love to like interview them or something. They should be on the show. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
This my next the artist of my next song is someone who I feel is 100% pushing jazz forward in a way that like I cannot even describe. Um, and this is one of the saddest songs literally that I've ever heard in my life. Um, this song is Left Over by Cecile McLaurin Salvant. I
Mm,
believe I may have mentioned her once or twice before on this show, but she is a jazz singer. She oh dear, don't let me get to telling this lady's story wrong, but like very critically acclaimed, several high level awards, several incredible albums. But this song is a spare a tempo, meaning no set tempo at all. Um, just piano and her voice song about basically being someone's romantic second choice.
mm,
And the way that this lady sings, it's like every square inch of her soul is like liquefied and poured into these words that she sings. Like it's like every not a breath is wasted, not a note is out of place. Everything is like razor fucking sharp. Like
Wow.
vocally, one of the greatest singers I've ever heard. Like beyond. And all of her albums are conceptual. They're super like she has a way of I believe that I don't want to say this incorrectly, but I believe that she wrote this song. I'll correct myself later if this is incorrect, but she has a way of doing covers of like old songs and completely reinterpreting them. Like she's a fabulous jazz singer. Everybody who likes vocal jazz, I suggest that you listen to her and get into this sad ass motherfucking song because she's just amazing.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I don't know her or this song, but I love when songs are sharp. So,
Baby,
and
no.
not in the musical sense, in the physical
Yeah,
sense.
like everything is like clean. Like
Crisp.
whew. Yeah, she's the one.
Period. Okay, slay. My second song is Ghost in the Machine by SZA.
Okay, that's real. That's real. That's a good one.
I was gobsmacked when I first heard this song, I think. It resonated with me in a way that I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those songs that like I listened to it and immediately got it and knew that everyone else wasn't. Like
That's
it was
so
a
funny
weird
because I almost chose this as a song. So we're like
wow. Yeah. Just me and my twin. Anyway,
that's so good.
um that this song, I'm glad I remembered this song too because I would have been pissed if I listened to this back and anyway. This first of all, depressing as fuck. Second of all, I have to cuss out Shalana real quick because why the fuck don't you sing the second verse of this song, the best part of this song, alive? Every single performance, you only sing the first verse and then you sing Phoebe's part. And I'm like, no shade to Phoebe, but I would rather have the second verse. Even though I love Phoebe's part, but it's like, bitch, let's talk about AI, actually. Because this song is literally about the fact that SZA is a singer and is literally being, as we speak, her voice and her likeness is being produced, and her as well as other artists, and put out, and they're putting out fake songs of real artists, and people are going to listen to them and people are going to stream them because that is just human nature and it is what it is. But when that happens, and I feel like metaphorically in a way she kind of dies, and I feel like it's about becoming a ghost in this machine of the music industry, and here to therefore a ghost of yourself in life and in your relationships. And the fact that she says robot got more heart than I, it's like people care more about advancing technology than fostering and loving and caring for actual artists with actual nuance. And I mean, this song is just so beautiful, and that's why it won the fucking Grammy. And I wrote an entire fucking, so I saw her last year at Barclays, and when she came back around, and this was the song I was the most excited to hear, I think, out of all of her songs, which is interesting because I love SZA. But I also wrote a newsletter, which we will link below, about this song, like before I even saw her, about how like it's the most underrated song on the album, and how I predicted and wanted it to win the Grammy for whatever category it was, and it won.
Yeah. And we gotta talk about AI. Like this like it's really first of all, just on an ethical level, very dicey. Like
It's weird.
it's very dicey already. Number one, if you want to sing, bitch, g- get in there and start running them scales. Like if you want to draw, bitch, start with the circle and then the little line, and then you got to head like SpongeBob. Like you gotta, like you have to work. Like it's like being creative is not easy. So number one, it's unethical, and number two, environmentally, literally not even worth it. Like, babe,
Oh yeah, no.
wasting so much water. We're already in a literal environmental crisis right now, babe. I promise you, whatever you need with any fucking chat GPT, any AI use at all, I promise you, You don't need it. You can do it yourself. I believe in you. You're strong, you're smart, and you don't need artificial intelligence when you have real fucking man-made intelligence in your brain. Let's all move on from this AI bullshit. Like
It's bizarre.
let's fucking stop. Like it's really crazy.
Y'all ain't seen The Matrix? Like, what are we doing?
Like come on, girl.
Also, it's so interesting to me when why people create AI that can like make songs and make images and videos. Why aren't we creating AI that I don't know does all the annoying shit that we don't want to do? Like, I understand AI in terms of like making a robot that can like go and pick up trash or like I don't know, something that's bettering
I don't
the
even like that.
environment. I don't like it per se, but I can understand why more than just you wanting a weird picture of fucking Taylor Swift doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it AI in terms of using it to create art is lazy. There's no other way to say it. It's lazy. I cannot believe that children get to use ChatGPT to write essays for them and still don't have the wherewithal to change it to make it not even look like it was written. Like the fact that like teachers have said that kids have typed in their prompt into ChatGPT, it's written it for them, and then they literally will keep in the part that says this was written by ChatGPT. Like we are fucked. The kids are not all right. And AI has a lot to do with it, and social media has majority of it to do with it.
Well, we don't want to. I don't want to go to the parenting conversation because this is like a old man yells at cloud. But like, y'all gotta talk to your fucking kids in real life. You have to read with your kids. You have to teach your kids colors. Like if you have a child
You have to raise them, babe.
and your child does not know how to read, and your child does not know how to identify colors, and your child does not know how to pick up a pencil and write anything down like manually, that is, I believe, 100% to be a direct reflection on your activeness as a parent. So,
Okay.
um, let's get over
But
this
yeah,
AI
how do
bullshit.
we? Yeah, we need to move on. It's getting weird. Raise your hand if you were scared, because it's nobody wants to get their ass up and work these days. It's like nobody wants to get their ass up and work.
Word. My second
um,
song here,
yeah.
all of my songs for some reason are depression as it relates to like, well, these first two at least are were depression as it relates to romance, because this
Okay.
is another one that is like one of the most like, I've cried before listening to this fucking song. And bitch, if you know me,
Oh,
you know
dude.
I don't even like be crying.
Cry for real. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wish I could cry more, but like it's just like I don't know. This song is "Doomed" by Moses Sumney. If you've never heard the song, girl, all I can say is, don't be sad, don't be a little bit, drunk, don't be get to, like it kind of instantly takes you there, and then it pulls you down lower.
Okay.
Like it's
Okay. Okay.
he literally says, am I vital if my heart is idle, or am I doomed? And that's
Mm.
and the song is produced just that synth, his his vocal performance on it, like it's like an insane vocal performance. What a song! One of the saddest songs I've ever heard in my life, and definitely sort of epitomizes sort of seasonal depression for me.
Well, I do not know the song, but am I vital if my heart is idle, or am I doomed?
Girl,
That's a question.
wait until you hear this fucking song. Like it's
Okay.
don't even.
I'm feeling particularly happy today, so I
Yeah,
can probably listen
don't
to it.
not yet. You gotta wait until you ready to sulk,
Okay, okay, okay.
and then
Never
turn
mind.
that song on. Like 100%.
I'll circle back.
Yeah, word.
Wow.
And also
Okay.
Moses Sumney, my DMs are
Fine.
open. Literally, I can make you so happy. Girl, my cornbread is amazing. Um,
When she was fucking Rachel Sennett ass on the Idol, that was crazy.
girl, I haven't even seen that, so I should if he's in it. But
Do not waste your time. Just watch a
mhm.
compilation of him in it, I guess, but don't do
Yeah,
that.
okay. Word. I love Popular, the song, and which is apparently for that show. Like that's my favorite The
It
Weeknd
was?
song. Everybody
I
think
don't
to be
I don't
popular.
think they put it in the song. I
That's
mean,
great.
in the show.
I think on the cover art it's literally like the idol. I don't know, but
LOL.
yeah, I
I don't know,
definitely ain't
maybe they
seen
did.
nothing. But Moses Sumney, whenever you're ready, I'm ready for you. So
Period. My last song is I Know Alone by Haim. So it's surprisingly I have not talked about them that much on this podcast. But I'm a Haim stan before I'm an American. I think that's my Substack bio, LOL. Or something like that. But I am the president of the Black Haim Association, the BHM or BHA. Oh my god. This song is on their latest album, or yeah, Wimpy, Women in Music Part 3. Which,
where's part one and
you
part
can have
two? We'll never know.
no, part 1 and part 2 were the first 2 albums. So the
Oh,
reason why
Swerk. Okay, cute.
so the reason why they named this is because they were tired of getting asked, "How does it feel to be a woman in music?"
Ew.
Yeah, and so they named their album this because they were like, "That's really
How
funny,"
does it feel to
because
be a bitch in journalism? I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
literally
Get the fuck in my
the
face.
fuck?
Like,
And so that's why they named it, because it's like, bitch, we've been not only have we had 2 albums before this, but if you know anything about the person you're interviewing, like you're supposed to, you would know that Danielle and all of them have been making music together for a long time as a family, and also she toured with Julian Casablancas and the Strokes. Like, she's not. It was really weird that they kept getting asked that. So they made this album, Women in Music Part 3, aka Wimpy, and I love this album personally, but the there you might know this song because there was a viral video of them performing it. 'Cause there's a dance to the song, which they never dance. They never have choreo, and I was gagging, y'all. I was gagging.
girl,
I
which
was
why are they
gagging.
dancing to this song?
I know, right? Cause you get into the groove. You know what I'm saying?
They should have did a goddamn Mary J. Blige step to 3 a.m. Like bah, that's what they need. That
That was
need a
the most
little
black they've ever been.
girl. That song goes crazy. But no, I know
As
Alone
fuck.
is also great.
I Know Alone is just one of their best songs. I think people who just generally know Haim mostly know the first album and don't really care about the second album, even though we all know, or maybe you don't. I'm a Something to Tell You truther,
Counting the
babe.
hours.
Babe, with nothing to
Like,
say.
please,
Ugh,
please.
Something to Tell You. I feel like they also don't really care about this album that much. They don't really perform any of the songs from it, but anymore. But I can't wait to meet them and make them
Nothing's Wrong is
understand.
my favorite Haim song. Like, I'm not a Haim stan by any, stretch, but I do enjoy their music a lot. Nothing's Wrong is goddamn near perfect. Like, it's
It
like,
was good and now it's gone.
come on.
Anyway, this is not about that.
It's
But
not.
Wimpy is their most critically acclaimed. We got them the album nomination for album of the year. Album of the year. Album of the motherfucking year, bitch. When
The
I tell
year.
you nobody was more gagged than me. Nobody was more gagged than me because I've been holding these bitches down for damn near more than 10 years. Oh my God. I knew they weren't gonna win, obviously. But it was just the fact that they were nominated was insane to me. The steps, every time I think that I've been taking the steps, you end up mad at me for making a mess.
6 songs for
I
bottoming.
can't. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh! I'm actually speechless. Okay, but this album, wow. This album was made after Danielle went through pretty much a depressive episode, or just like a long period of depression, and a lot of these songs on this album are depressing as hell, especially this one. When Sunday comes, they expect her to shine. First of all, also one of my favorite rappers is Danielle Haim. She said,
Girl.
"Days get slow like counting cell towers on the road. I know alone and I don't want to talk about it. Friday hits and I feel like wasting everybody's time. When Sunday comes, they expect me to shine." Bitch, don't play with me. Like, y'all need to get into Haim. I don't know, or maybe don't, because I want their tickets to say reasonably priced. But
Screaming.
I will never forgive myself. Or actually, it wasn't even my fucking fault. I got COVID. I was asymptomatic, but I didn't get to go to their MSG show that I bought tickets for. And I will always be sad about that because what the fuck. And now it's been when did this come out? 2020. Now it's been 4 years, and these bitches love to take breaks in between their albums. So who knows if we're gonna get a new Haim album, and hopefully they're playing MSG again. But I do know I'll be on the floor for that. I'm not gonna let that happen. But anyways, no, I'm a Haim stan through and through, bitch. We locked in. Y'all can never make me hate them. I don't give a fuck.
Speaking of people you can never make me hate, talked about him before. This album is it's so it's literally changed me as a person, as it did most of America, to be honest. This song is Streetlights by Kanye West. Very what one of Kanye's honestly kind of really most I think it's one of his truly saddest songs.
Wait a minute. What album is this on?
This is from 808s and Heartbreak. So this is like
Mm,
his mother had just passed. So he was
gotcha.
like going through it. This is like sort of the beginning of modern Kanye. This song is basically him saying like it almost feels like a kind of out of mind ride in like a taxi cab. Like he's literally saying like he knows where he's going, but he's not there in these streets. He sees street lights flashing. Obviously, it's a metaphor for his life, but like there's something about just like the sound of this very pitch bit glidey synth in the background, these sort of 2008 like uh almost Coldplay like drums. Like
Mm,
I love it when Kanye. I love this album once again. I cannot overstate how much it changed like music and everything and me. This is the first album I ever bought for myself, and
wow, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, this is the first album I saved up my money for that new Kanye West album, 100%. So,
Wow.
you know, this album means a lot to me. Obviously, he was going through it, and the song kind of shows that. And I think that I wanted a song that was sort of existential and sad, and it wasn't about like a romantic relationship, considering I've never had one. So, I wanted to get something that everybody can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
boom.
So boom. Yeah, I have not listened to this whole album. I've obviously heard a lot of them, but Love Lockdown, I mean, come on. Hello. Kanye will have a DVD brief. I'll let him have that.
Okay, word. I honestly, I'd
He's a
leave that.
diva.
Well, but the thing is, I'd have to listen to a lot of the newer stuff, which I'm like, well, we'll see.
Do we? You know.
I listen when we discuss a diva, like I try to listen to every studio album at least.
No, I know. I'm just saying in this particular instance, I think it's fair to stop at Life of Pablo, especially because it won't be so long.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we'll see.
We'll figure it out. But period. I don't hold it against people that like Kanye West at this point. I think his impact on the music industry and just music and culture, you just can't really ignore it. But like I just look at you sideways if you're like defending his actions now.
Oh yeah,
But
no.
if you're just talking about the music, like I do think it is a little foolish to just discount that. I don't think it's in the situation. I don't think we've entered like R. Kelly territory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, here's the thing: you can listen to whoever you want to listen to if you shut the fuck up about it. That's
That's the
that's number one. But number two, I I don't listen to R. Kelly. There will not be any R. Kelly going in my ears if it's up to me. But
no.
some people I still listen to Michael Jackson. So
But
that's
even then, I think that's different.
I think
I
that's
feel like
different too.
Michael
But
Jackson.
some people don't.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's fair.
you
Okay.
know, I
Yeah,
can't.
it's a case by case
Yeah, you know what I'm
basis.
saying. You do you. But Kanye, I literally wanted to be Kanye West. So like this is I can't turn my back on my boy. He's a Gemini. I can't turn my back on these Geminis.
And that's real.
Azealia,
That's real.
I can't turn my back on you, girl.
Did you see what she called Camila Cabello?
No.
What did she call her? She called her a flaccid. Hold on. Okay, I can't find it, but I'll tell you. It was really funny.
She called lots of people lots of
Queen.
things. She said the Nicki Minaj baby looked like Red Fox.
Like what the fuck? We might have to cut that out. I don't want the
What
barbs to
the
come for us for that.
fuck? Like
That
she's
was
funny
funny.
as fuck.
She's crazy. Well, let's go through the songs.
Right.
First song is I Don't Belong to Me by the Lemon Twigs.
My first song was Leftover by Cecile McLaurin Salvant.
The next song was Ghost in the Machine by SZA.
Followed by Doomed by Moses Sumney.
Then it was I Know Alone by Haim.
My final song is Streetlights by Kanye West.
And you can find those links in the description to listen to it on your own. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you would have picked. And tell us what you're depressed about.
Right.
So now we're going to get to the last section, questions for queers. And this question comes from Justin. Thank you for your question. There's actually 2 questions.
Okay, Justin.
First question is, where do you guys see the podcast in 5 years? 2029? Is that correct? No, 5 years?
2029. By God,
Five-
if this
5 plus 5.
podcast exists in 5 years and I'm not like rich
Rich.
already, like it's what will be the point? I would have. what,
What
babe?
would be the point?
No shade. Let me see. How am I trying to word this? What girl? 5
No,
years.
we better be we better
Listen,
not be in the same place.
you bitches better love this shit if we're doing this for 5 more years.
Yeah.
You bitches better tune
That's
in.
I think I think in 5 years
Honestly, no shade for it. Let me be serious. If honestly,
okay.
we could have like a production company that's like multiple, sort of like
Let's do that.
Alaska mom moguls of media situation.
I see this podcast becoming in 5 years.
Serendipitous Productions.
Yeah, don't say that too loud. The girls are gonna steal it.
Ah!
Um, I see this podcast in 5 years, so by 2029. Here's what I think. I think the first year of this podcast is our amateur year. We're getting our footing. We're doing the things, and then I feel like year 2, it's cut. We have a clear year or season, whatever, clear production upgrade, and you are living in New York at that point, and then we really get in our groove. We are popping off on social media. We are getting invited to events. We're becoming more and more notable. And then I think you and I and whoever else are going to start making music. Like, you already make music, but I think like if it's us together, we already have like a synonymous relationship on the public, whatever. I think I can see the podcast becoming like a subsequent of like who we are. I think this podcast is going to be a jumping off point for both of us to pursue different ventures separately and also together. Um, so I think there'll be people that like know us from the podcast, or they'll know us from our other ventures. So by 2029, I will be pushing 30, and we better be successful, because if we're still doing this for fun, no shade, we need to start making some money.
Yeah.
But by 2029, I'm like, I see us having done many live shows,
Oh yeah. I definitely want us to have
these
like a
albums.
like a company with like other podcasts that we like, produce.
Oh, really?
I think that would be real
That
cute.
we're doing?
No, that we produce. Like I think that would be cute for
Oh,
us.
why not?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that could be cool. Yeah, I see it. I see us having like a very dedicated, maybe niche, but maybe not. But I feel like we have I see us being very well respected voices in the music industry, and I see us having a very dedicated audience. And I feel like the people that listen to this podcast are going to become a very specific group of people. I
Girl,
don't
the
know what
people
that
who are
looks like.
listening now, girl, you're getting in on the ground floor, honey.
Uh-huh.
You're here before everybody. So shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you. Because I think once we really start popping off, the people that relate are gonna be like, "Damn, like I was late. Like I really should have been listening." And we're gonna be like, "Yeah, you should have."
Yeah, and then they'll have this message to listen to in hindsight, where we're dragging them and they're going to be like, "Damn, that's
I
me."
know. Like the people that are not listening now, like, you should start listening now, because then you won't have to catch up. You could just keep listening every week. You know what I mean? But like the longer it goes, the more episodes you're gonna have to catch up on. I don't know.
Work.
And then the second question was, what are some dream products you would make for the podcast? I would think it would be so cool if we had like single records and there are episodes pressed into them.
I think that would be insane.
I think that would be so cool. Like, I don't think we would sell them all the time, but I think it would be cool to just have like a one-off, like if it's like 2 of our most popular episodes or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we sell them like at the shows. So like I want it to exist. I don't necessarily need that to be something that we produce all the time. I think that would be really cool since we are a music podcast.
Here's what I want. I want a 6 songs for calendar. Where we're in like sexy outfits.
That actually, girl, that could happen very easily.
That would be funny.
It's really cool. It's really easy to make calendars. We can do that. But
Okay.
that's cool. I love calendars. I want a 6 songs. I mean, I love accessories. Everyone loves a t-shirt. Everyone loves a bag.
Accessories.
But I think like, well, I actually want a tote bag for sure. But like, lighters would be cool. What else? Well, I guess that's just playlists. I was gonna say we can sell CDs of some of the songs. LOL.
Not mix CDs. It's
Mixed
crazy.
CDs. That's so funny. I'm trying to think. I want something that's like unconventional. I think like something that like breaks through the mold.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think something. Yeah, I think the records idea is probably my favorite idea. Shirts. I really want shirts that say like 6 songs for ... and then on the back it's like all some of our favorite like titles. I also think that could be a cute tote bag idea. Whatever y'all want, girl, let us know.
Screaming, girl, yeah.
We have pins. We do have merch in the lexicon. I do not have any of them actually. I didn't grab them for my birthday party, but John did make a lot of the pins, the little button pins, and put them on the tables on my birthday party. So people do have our merch. I don't even know if I ever told you that.
Krusty Krab, come spend your money here. That's what it's giving.
You gotta start somewhere. But
Well,
yeah,
Justin, thank you so much for
Thank
those questions, Diva.
If you have a question, you can text me, you can email us, you can comment, you can DM us. Any way you want to reach us, you can reach us there, and you can let us know what it is. Like we said, it doesn't necessarily have to be music related. That was kind of just a podcast question, but let us know.
Yeah.
And do you have anything else to say?
Regina Celli, Regina Celli, Regina Celli, le Thanks, guys. Bye. We love you.
Songs for Songs for Songs for